it always takes time for the rules to catch up with the new emperors, for us to restrain the emperors. And normally in time we do develop those rules, but we haven't managed to yet with the tech companies, because they are moving so fast and because their growth has been so dramatic. But also the tech companies now are much better able just to hoover up the talent.
Yeah.
We're competing as diplomats, we're competing for that talent. And, these companies can make a pretty attractive offer.
Right.
And so my worry is that it will become harder and harder to restrain them, to develop those rules around their activity. I think we should be updating the Geneva Convention. I think we should be updating the rules on cybersecurity. I think we should be updating the rules on human rights internationally, on protection of our data. But it's not very fashionable. It's not very sexy stuff.
So here's a kind of a follow-on question to that. How do states like, the United States, like China, like Russia, like South Korea, for example, how do they look at these tech companies that are emerging from within them? I mean, in a sense, Google is better off not having the rules imposed by the global community. Do states stand behind these companies to push the way forward so that they can actually expand? And you say that the countries can't catch up and put the rules down. Part of the reason they're growing so quickly is because there aren't any rules.
I think it varies from country to country. Of almost every country that I've experienced, they would love to get more tax revenue from these companies.
Yeah.
But they have, as you say, tended to be much too fleet-footed for that. I think everyone wants to attract, in theory, digital talent, but then you start to realize that, are they actually generating jobs? I was in California, again, just before the lockdown, and one of the big debates out there at the moment is actually, are we creating or destroying jobs? Are we creating or destroying opportunity overall? Because, as we know, for everyone who gets the great joy of the gig economy and the on-demand economy and the fact that a pizza can turn up here in 5 minutes and so on, there are people who are really struggling to support that economy.